Good morning, my Real News Midday TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. And in the news this morning for January 20, 2024, suspected hit-and-run victim found on Falmouth roadway. Trelawney police have launched a probe to determine the circumstances surrounding the discovery of a man's body in bushes near the roadside on a section of Market Street in Falmouth on Friday afternoon. The identity of the dead man is not yet ascertained. The police theorize that the dead man is the victim of a hit-and-run accident. Members of the public who have any information that can assist the police in their investigation are being asked to contact the Falmouth police. Chinese man fined for forged work permit. A Chinese man was on Wednesday fined $200,000 in the St. James Parish Court for forging his work permit. Presiding Judge Sasha Marie Smith Ashley imposed the sentence on Jiao Hyung, 21, who pleaded guilty to 2 counts of uttering a forged document. According to court documents, Hyung went to the Passport, Immigration and the Citizenship Agency on January 16 to apply for an extension of stay so that he could apply for an alien registration card. He submitted a Chinese passport and a work permit card in his proper name. Authorities say the passport was endorsed with a work permit and an endorsement authorizing him to be employed in Jamaica until June 1, 2024, but his work permit card was valid until June 21, 2024. The court was also informed that upon inspection of the stamp, the work permit card and endorsement appeared to be fraudulent. During the interview, he stated that he had paid a man $500,000 to obtain the work permit and a passport endorsement. Inspection of his passport also revealed that he was denied entry on May 24, 2023. However, he returned to the island on May 28, 2023, and was landed until June 1, 2024. The landing stamp appeared to have been tampered with. The border management system was checked and there was no travel activity recorded for him on May 28, 2023. Hyung's lawyer Martin Thomas stated in his mitigation plea that his client's father has lived in Jamaica for the past 12 years and his mother for 6. The attorney explained that Hyung's parents had sent for him last year to work in their Westmoreland business. When he was landed, he obtained a work permit through an agent who applied for other relevant documents on his behalf and was paid a fee by Mr. Hyung's father. When his permit expired and he went to renew it, he was informed that there were issues with his documents, Thomas explained. The attorney stated that his client has no issues with the allegations and they did not wish to waste the court's time and requested leniency. Smith Ashley took into account Hyung's age, early guilty plea, and subsequently fined him $100,000 or 30 days in jail for each count. Reggae girl killer didn't even blink after found guilty of manslaughter. 23-year-old quality analyst Rochelle Foster, who was on Thursday found guilty of the 2019 stabbing death of national senior women's footballer Tarania Plum Plum Clark, took that verdict with a blank stare. The emotionless Foster, clad in a multicolored top and black pants, looked straight ahead without blinking as the jury foreman voiced the unanimous decision. She then bowed her head and jerked one leg. Foster, who was found guilty of manslaughter by a jury comprising 4 women and 2 men, is to be sentenced on February 29 this year by Justice Leighton Pusey. A social inquiry report and an antecedent report were ordered for the convicted woman. The verdict left several individuals stunned, including members of Clark's family who were present throughout the 8-day trial. From 2019, we have been praying, and we left everything in God's hand, and we left God to be the judge, and honestly, He did His fair share. It was in God's hand, and He handed down what He was to hand down. It is not up to us to judge or decide, one of Clark's nieces resignedly told the news. However, a younger niece interjected, "Me no feel pleased because she killed her willingly," and expressed the desire to see the convicted woman sentenced to life behind bars without the possibility of parole. Plum Plum don't fight in a school. Plum Plum walk around like she is a principal and tell the pitney them what to stop do. she told the news. Clark's sister, who was said to be the first to receive the news of her killing, argued that Foster's portrayal of her sibling in an unsworn statement from the dock was far from the truth. The way how Plum Plum was a peaceful little girl, if Plum Plum did live out that stab, she wouldn't make we know. That's how she was. Me a the terrible one, she said, noting that her sister was unable to befriend the individuals she considered her sworn enemies. She said the family's suffering since the slaying has been indescribable, adding that the footballer's eldest female sibling, who was ailing before her killing, had worsened after the news broke and died a year after her younger sister. Clark's mother, Charmaine Riley Clark, who sat quietly, grief written all over her drawn ebony face, declined to speak to the news. However, she dismissed the claims about her daughter's sexuality, insisting that if it were true at all, Foster would have been the one to introduce her child to that lifestyle. Clark, a rising star in the sporting arena, was stabbed to death during a dispute over a cellular phone gifted to her by Foster about 8:50 p.m. on October 31, 2019, at Limelight Plaza in Halfway Tree, St. Andrew. The sole eyewitness, who was the first to take the stand in the Home Circuit Division of the Supreme Court when the trial began on January 8, 2023, had told the court that on the evening in question, there was an argument between the reggae girl and Foster. The witness said that during the argument, Foster accused Clark of deliberately ignoring her calls, but Clark responded by saying her phone was acting up and that other individuals had also been experiencing difficulties contacting her. The witness said Foster lunged forward and tried to grab the phone from Clark, who pushed her hand away. She said Foster then brandished a knife and stabbed the footballer in her side. The court was told that when Clark gasped, "You stabbed me," Foster reportedly said, "So what? May we do it again?" and stabbed her a second time. Foster, however, claimed that she acted in self-defense, insisting that she would have been the one to die if the footballer, who she said was fuming over the fact that she had called it quits on their toxic 7-month sexual relationship, had got hold of the weapon used to stab her. Foster, addressing the court on Monday in explaining what really happened on October 31, 2019, said she had been in an intimate relationship with the footballer, but it had soured because they had different values. "I met her 4 years before, but got into an intimate relationship 7 months prior to the incident. Me and Tarania were in an intimate relationship. Growing up, my sexuality was always a concern. I wanted to experience how being with a female felt. I was on the experimental side. When I met Tarania, she expressed to me that she liked me. I told her I'd never been with a female before, so I wasn't sure I would be able to be committed," Foster told a deafening silent courtroom then. "After a while, I decided that if I was going to be with a female, my first time would be with Tarania. We decided we would start dating. It started to develop. We started to spend more time together, started doing things together, but we realized that we had different values, and because of that, we started not to get along so well," Foster claimed. A consultant, a forensic pathologist, who had examined Clark's body, said the then 20-year-old died from hemorrhage and a shock from a stab wound to the chest, which punctured a lung. The stab was one of 2 wounds the footballer received. The first, which was inflicted to the upper left anterior chest, penetrated the underlying tissues and perforated the upper lobe of the left lung. The expert said the second stab to the left mid-anterior abdomen penetrated underlying tissues and ended in the muscles of the lateral abdominal wall. The consultant forensic pathologist said hemorrhaging was seen in the tissue of the stab wound. Foster, who said she had no intention of killing her friend, said she was the one to rush to Halfway Tree Police Station to get help for Clark when her frantic attempts to get help from passers-by failed.